I want to share with you a simple trading strategy for beginner traders and offer you up some proof so that way you know this is not like my thoughts or what I read in a book and the author's never really traded, but this is what he thinks. No, this is something that I'll offer you up proof with some live results of mine. I'll take a snippet from one of my live trading videos so you see exactly what I'm going to play out here. So just so you know, I'm going to just stay on the chalkboard for a little bit with some theory, but we'll quickly translate this theory into real world application. But what is this simple trading strategy? It's this. One little direction, and it's very anticlimactic. So if you're sitting here waiting for some sort of, oh, wow, so that's the secret. No, it's very basic. That right there. And it doesn't necessarily have to be a stock. It can be whatever, a cryptocurrency. It can be a Forex parent. It can be some sort of futures contract. But let the price, the value, just go sideways. Please, just let it go sideways. That's it. When you let it go sideways, that is it. Now, it's not everything. Don't get me wrong. I'm not saying that just because a price, a value of an asset goes sideways, oh, it's time to make a bunch of money. I'm not saying that. But what I am saying is that one little simple strategy step can put you in a much better overall situation. Yes, there's more things to go with it, but I mean, such a better situation. So just to show you the power of this, and I'll come back and get a little bit more into the details, but let's go to my desktop now, and you can watch exactly what's happening here. But all that I did at first, step one in the strategy, was just let the thing go sideways. In this case, it's a stock. So let's go and see how this all played out. If you're not aware, maybe this is the first video, a video you've watched of mine, live trading, but I do offer a live community where we discuss alerts and stuff. So what I'm going to do here is on KODK, I really like 1775 as a breakout point. So what I'm doing here, is I'm going to alert 1775 here. So point here being what I want to map out is that this alert has been made. I don't own any shares. Lots of times, people, the moderators, whatever you want to call them, they get the shares first. They build a position and then they alert it to everybody. But as you see here, everybody has the exact same opportunity as me. Again, this is live, so I don't know if 1775 will ever come into play. But that's the level that I'm going to be watching. That's the level that has been alerted to members. And we'll see how things play out from there. But just a little example there of not only the thought process behind a trade, but at the same time, just showing those of you who maybe always wonder how does the community work, a little behind the scenes there. So again, 1775 going to be that key breakout point that I'm very curious about. And really, if it gets up there even before the market open, I may be interested in getting in there. This thing has definitely consolidated out nicely here. So we'll see if it wants to demonstrate enough strength to potentially get up through that level. So I'll keep you updated. All right, it's potentially making a move up there. In there at 1772, let's see if we can get the break up through 1775. Taking on a bit of risk here because I anticipated it. So I didn't quite wait for the break, but I like the chances that it can get up through that level. So there's the break. Let's see if we can get some more follow through of it. Yikes. Trying to be patient here, but was thinking there we go. So all out there for a nice $189 scalp. Pre-market, so a little bit nervous. In hindsight, may prove that to be a very, very silly mistake on my part. But going in, I knew I was risking right around that amount. So just going for a quick scalp. And like I said, as of now, that was not the right thing to do. But again, that's why we're all worth more than Jeff Bezos in our hindsight trading accounts, because it's easy for me to sit here and say, oh, I should have held. But had that thing hit 1810 and then ripped to the downside, and if I was still holding, there would be people in the comment section, including myself, saying, Clay, why didn't you get out? Why didn't you get out? So that's always the confirmation bias that hindsight gives. But you saw that whole trade play out from beginning to end. You saw me make the alert to the community. So to be fair, community members right now, for all I know, they are making a whole lot more than what I did on it, because you could still very well have some people holding right now. So for those of you community members that played this one, congratulations. That's awesome. But I mean, how long was I actually in the trade? Let's do the math on that. And that's what I like about my broker. So I got in at 924.47, got out at 925.17. So I'm not a mathematical genius, but I think that's about, what, 30 seconds there? Is it 20 or 30 seconds? Let's see, 57.07, 30 seconds. So 30 seconds and $190. I swear, trading the stock market, it blows my mind. Where else in the world can you make 30 seconds and $190? And to be fair, that's even with me, in hindsight, screwing up the trade, because as you've seen, I could have gotten a lot more from it. But like I said, for me going in, knowing it was pre-market, it was definitely a scalp that I wanted to mitigate the risk of pre-market by just being a little bit more aggressive with my profits, which is what happened there. But I mean, you saw the alert. 1775 was the area people were watching. They got in, and as I said, for all I know, they're doing much better than what I did, especially if this thing continues on up. But yeah, there we go. A nice alert to the chat room, a nice quick $189 in 30 seconds. I'm more than happy with that. So a nice little trade there that, once more, all started off under the premise of going sideways. But like I said, there is more to it than just finding something that's going sideways and then just buying or taking of action. You want to factor in a little bit more things, but the idea here is that it's all going under the umbrella of, okay, at least the price is going sideways. And that's important, being underneath that umbrella, because at that point, you know you're not chasing the price anymore. I've done so many videos on chasing and why it's dangerous, how it's harmful, and chasing it just so well, FOMO, fear of missing out. You don't want to be a FOMO trader. You don't want to be always chasing prices. And again, but by just letting it go sideways, it puts us under the umbrella of, okay, at least we know we're not chasing. But then you got to ask yourself, okay, well, is this good sideways price action? Because just like I said, something goes sideways doesn't mean it's good. So and there's many things that you need to consider for that. How long, right? How long has it been going sideways? Is there a good entry point within the sideways? How about your risk? Does the risk make sense? Is the risk logical? Is it controlled by taking any sort of action? And the three of these are going to be working together to help you define whether or not it's good. But even that, again, trading, there's not some sort of magical system. So even these are going to have the underlying context of this right here. This underlying context being, well, it's going to be all about your personal, and you've heard me say this many times before, risk tolerance, right? We are all different traders. We are all different creatures of emotion, and a big thing that influences our emotions is our risk tolerance, right? Some people love to go skydiving. Other people just want to read a book by the fire. Neither of those people are right or wrong. They just have different personal risk tolerances. So the personal risk tolerances is going to influence your perspective on this part of it. And then that's going to help define whether or not that is actually some good sideways price action, or if that's sideways price action that, you might and probably should stay away from. But at the core, we know at least you're not chasing. And that is a huge eliminating factor that you need to make sure you're not doing as a trader. So again, just a simple strategy step. Let it go sideways. Doesn't mean that it's still a buy. Doesn't mean that you should go and short it or anything like that. But at least it's eliminating a big headache, a big pitfall that many new traders who are just getting started and even experienced traders, the temptation, the FOMO, fear of missing out. It is truly a fear. It's a fear. And as humans, we're wired to, okay, that's a fear. I'm scared for a reason. I need to get around that reason. I need to avoid this fear. I need to take care of that fear. So how do I do? Well, I got to just get in. And then unfortunately in the world of markets, that can really flip around on you. But again, by letting it go sideways, all of that I just talked about is cast aside. There's still more work to do. There's still more strategizing that needs to be done. But at least all this strategizing, at least all this work is being done under the general umbrella, the general context of knowing that you're not chasing. So let it go sideways, and then you can start to form and put together some more logical, some more rational type trade plans. So hopefully you found this helpful. Little tricks like this, and it is little, yes, may seem anticlimactic, but I promise you it'll make a big difference in your trading. So if you found this video helpful, few things before I go. First off, hit that like button down below. Also, comments, questions, suggestions, please leave those below also. And then also, if you enjoy this video, check out the rest of the channel, and hopefully you like what you see enough to hit that subscribe button. I would love to have you as a subscriber to the channel. So go get out there, and again, just let it go sideways. First off, thanks so much for watching the entire video. Real quick, before you go, I want to invite you to a live webinar, web class, training, workshop, online event whatever you want to call it, but it will be me live revealing to you what I've discovered that has allowed me to transform myself from being an employee to being my own boss, including how I had only one losing day out of 73 days in total. I'm going to cover 3 keys that have helped me unlock profitable consistency within the markets. The first key is super weird, but in a productive type of way. The second key is super awesome because it quite literally is wired into our DNA as humans, making it very easy to use. But in a cruel way, this becomes a pitfall for many traders. I'll explain it all though, including how to avoid the pitfall that it creates for some. And yeah, the third key, when you hear it, sounds way too good to be true, but it's not, and I'll show you how it all works. Then at the end, I open it up for a question and answer session that is, again, totally live. Even if you can't make the live session, please still sign up as it will be recorded, and you can go back and watch the replay that I will send you. Click the image on the screen or click the link down in the description box so you can get the date and time and claim your spot, which I should note is limited due to the fact that this truly is a live event. If you have any questions, let me know. If not, I'll be seeing you soon.